It's just another Sharpe Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. That's what a change day. Howdy peeps, how we all doing? Bonjour, hola, bienvenue, willkommen, ciao, guten Abend. Hey, that pretty much covers all the languages I know how to say hello in. So, how are we all? Hope everyone's doing well, things going well, happy, healthy, and not come down with the post Triple Crown con crud, which is the worst kind of con crud that's ever gone around. Dose of the Rona, really not a good thing to have. Hello, honey bunny, little Marrot. Mwah. Big hugs. And even a sky dancer, how art thou? Oh, yeah, that's a good hug. I like those hugs. Big squidgy hugs are good. So I hope everyone has had, I say everyone, both, or three people here, hope have had a good week overall. I have, mostly. Ups and downs, fair bit of work, literal paid work. But yeah, because I was working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, water changes kind of got dragged out a bit, which is why looking a bit cloudy at the moment. Don't worry, it's just bacterial stuff, not ammonia or anything bad going on. We just need to have a bit of a desnalify some of the tanks, demulmify, and we'll be back and good. Bit of a panic later in the week. Exactly. If you've not killed anyone yet, that's a good week. It's nearly over, so congratulations. Yeah, because obviously we had the silly heat wave in the UK a couple of weeks back, and it occurred to me that I've not seen the comets since in the pond, and I was getting rather worried. Turns out the reason I haven't seen them is that the water's pea green. Mr. TN Fishkeeper, Ian and Robert, hope you're doing well yourself. Thank you for sharing around. Share it like the Rona. That's what I say. Actually, don't share that. The person who did share that at Kentucky needs a good slapping. Brandon. Yes, sorry. Dole. Yes. See, I'm crap with names. Always have been, always will be. So, I apologise. But hey, this is why I work retail. It means I get to wear a name badge, and all my colleagues wear name badges, so I can remember what their names are and mine. But yeah, it turns out it was just that the water was absolutely pea green in the pond, and thankfully the comets are still alive and in there doing well. I was a bit nervous because two of them, how to put this properly, not so worried about because they're ones I bought. But Watson, who was originally Nadine's pet goldfish that she had in a tank in her bedroom, and I have been entrusted with the care of, I was a bit worried that he might have not made it through the heat, but he has. I recognise him straight away. So, yay, they're all good. Shrimpies are good. Plecklets have been eating the first homegrown courgette zucchini this week. which went down very well, it seems. As there's none of it left, basically. Well, there's a little bit left in a couple of the tanks, but not a huge amount. And Ratasha's here. Evening, sir. How are you? We're getting all the cool kids turning up today. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on this week. Nothing. So yeah, nothing died. No new. Well, I say no new births, but Shelleys. Yeah, they've been at it again. So yes, we now have over 50 Shelleys in a 15-gallon tank, which is slightly overstocked. I think we're at the point where they're going to start squabbling with each other a bit more seriously. So we're going to have to see if we can't move some on, make a few pennies. Eek. What can go wrong? Well, actually, probably nearer 3. Yeah, 3 cichlids to a gallon. What's wrong with that? Oh God. Never mind. It works. What are you doing now? Oh, you ain't got more blimmin' fry. Oh, jeez. Woohoo! I say woohoo. I'm not sure. Yeah. Coming to England in 3 weeks. So that's going to be when the weather turns then, Ritesh. That's when it's going to start piddling down the rain and being cold. M&C. Hello, sir. How art thou? I was just copying the emoji. Finally home. Yeah. If you could bring some rain with you, that would be most appreciated. We definitely need it. A good couple of feet of it. And Undertaker's here as well. Hey you. How are you? Hey you guys. So whenever anyone says hey you, that's all goes straight into my head. Yeah, we got the heat and you got the rain. Exactly. Do you want to do a swap, Marek? We'll take the rain for a bit and you can have the heat for a bit. Do you bring rain whenever I go? It's because you got those turkey feathers and you do that special dance. I would do the special turkey feather rain dance, but last time I did it, the police got called. Perhaps I shouldn't have done it in the town square. UPS. Yeah, just UPS the weather cross continent. Well, it's only a sea. It's not an ocean. I mean, it's the roughest sea on the planet, but that's what happens when you have a shallow sea that is fed from both sides from narrow channels from the Atlantic. Yeah, it tends to get a bit rough, a bit choppy. So, was there anyone who was surprised that a small town like 5 miles that way from me, in the church, there's a monument to Abraham Lincoln, who was originally from around these parts? And Scotty's here, Alien World Airsoft. Greetings, sir. Yeah. So, if it had been one more generation, Abraham Lincoln would have been talking with a broad Norfolk accent. It would have been more like, first going 20 years ago, bah. Now looking at you and Twins Paranormal. Yeah, I've seen some of their stuff. Kind of interesting. Bit too high energy for me, really. I prefer my ghost hunting a bit more chill. The way I do it, just there's a ghost there. that's just a case of I've been living with them all my life, so they don't bother me in the slightest. So, there's a shadow figure. There's a full body apparition. I suppose I really should get the camera out now. Yeah. And speaking of which, so hence today's title, Picnic in a Church? Really? Mandy Dandy, how are you, my darling? Yes, we went to, I say we, Mary and I, went to visit Tivitshall St Mary today. And Debbie, hello, my dear. Which, if you don't know, it's a haunted ruined church. Now, it's still consecrated land. The church isn't completely ruined. It's still got the walls and stuff, and it's still a church. Still got the memorials inside it on the floor. The two that are visible are John and Helen Boys. So we go there because I was going to film a video and actually talk about the ghosts that are there. Because in the past I've done a video about the place, but I kind of skipped over the paranormal aspects. Whereas we've been there several times now, done our research, and we know who the spirits are. So we get there, we go around, we find a certain grave we were looking for, which has been moved weirdly. Most definitely Ritesh. Yeah, quite a lot of them actually are. It's a strange thing, but yes, they can be. This one is actually haunted by the vicar and his wife. So, but yeah, there was a group of people. They've got their blankets out, their chairs out, their hampers out, and they're having a picnic inside the bloody church. I'm like, obviously myself and Mary kept quiet. We just had a grumble to ourselves about it, but that is just, even if you're not religious, that is just so disrespectful. Oh no, not that bloody De Hoyos person. How you doing, Ricky? Yeah, so Tivitshall St Mary's haunted, I know of. Santon All Saints, Icklingham All Saints, Attleborough St Mary's is haunted. Actually, my shadow figure followed me back from a church. So yeah, they definitely can be. And if nothing else, the Holy Ghost is there. But yeah, anywhere can be haunted. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it can just be a vibe and a feel. But yeah. But yeah, so we found that particularly disrespectful and not nice to be doing that. Exactly, Mandy. Don't know exactly what I believe. I know I believe in the continuation of energy from physics because it's a law. And if anywhere was going to have residual energy, church was. Even our tummies can be haunted. And what's the point of using a cross to get rid of ghosts? Personally, I don't think the symbol actually does it. I think it's more the intent than the symbolism that does the trick, the blessings and things like that. Yeah, exactly. If having a picnic in the cemetery, that's not a problem. I wouldn't have an issue with that. But actually, inside the nave of the church, I mean, it is still consecrated ground. People still do get buried there. You know, it's not complete ruin. No one ever goes there, kind of place. It's still a consecrated church. Yeah, that's, again, I don't put much store in religion and religious symbols. I think it's more the intent that has the effect rather than the waving a symbol. But then I'm all for live and let unlive, as it were. If I was worried about it, I wouldn't have that little dude running around the place pulling airlines out still, and I wouldn't have my shadow figure here. If I was worried about them, I would have gone around with the sage or the salt or that kind of stuff. Seen a ghost in the church and have a picnic with it. I did wonder whether they might be paranormal investigators, but I didn't see any camera gear whatsoever. So I doubt it. Enchantments and mantras, yeah, exactly. Different cultures all over the world have their own methods of exorcism, let's call it, getting rid of unwanted spirits. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more the intent behind what is said rather than what is done than the actual things you're waving around or whatever. And yeah, pretty sure Mandy says she'd burst into flames. I mean, the flaming hoof prints would be a sure sign, Mandy. That's what I tend to do. Do practice, only use it in emergencies. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I know how to get rid of spirits, because I've never had reason to. All the places I've lived in that have been haunted, I've never had a problem with the spirit. And the only places I've had negative experiences, it's not really my place to do anything and get rid of them. Cross is a blessing, I've been told. Try telling that to Jesus. And as the late great Bill Hicks once said about using the church using the cross as a symbol. It's like going up to Jackie Onassis wearing a rifle pendant. What do you think? If Jesus does come back, what do you think the last thing he's going to want to see is? Bloody cross. Anyway, we'll get away from the religion. Hello, Sherry. Old world black magic. Yes, there's all sorts of different ways of doing things. And I can't claim to be an expert on any of it. Just if I was going to go any route, I'd go the pagan route. Purely because it's what's been practiced in this country for thousands of years, rather than the latest craze, as it were, religion-wise, of Christianity. Yeah, I mean, actually, some of the people that Mary is researching, which is actually the boy's family, who are the rector and his wife from Tibbetshire St Mary, actually one of their relations was one of the people who translated the King James Bible into English in 1400 or 1400 and something. So yeah, that's how recent that is. You compare that to the paganism, and so Ritesh says the various rituals and cultures all over the world who've had different things and do the same job, basically, let's be honest, that are thousands upon thousands of years older. I'll stick with what's been working for thousands of years rather than a few hundred. So yeah, every culture, every country There's a lot of similarities. I mean, because humans spread from the same places, and they took their cultures and knowledge bases with them across the world. And like a game of Chinese whispers, things change over the centuries and the millennia, and you end up with slightly different, but you can trace them all pretty much back to the same point. It's like pretty much all the Norse gods, the Roman, the Greek, any of the other European kind of gods can all be traced back to the original Celtic gods. And Silver Creek's here. Hello, hello. I'm like, can I? It is driving me crazy. Won't stay still. If we're going to pick a religion, it'd be Buddhist. Yeah, Buddhism's a good one. Or Hinduism. My common thing in the Asian ones is the virgin's left thigh bone. Yeah. I mean, that probably wouldn't work over here because good luck finding a virgin. Child sacrifice. Oh no, look out. Easy. E-Rock. How's it going, Eric? Good to have you here, buddy. You rock hound, you twitcher. Oh, we got your 6-month badge. Woohoo! Well put, Silver Creek. Very well put. Don't care what people believe in as long as they believe in something bigger than themselves. Yeah, I would think, I mean, I don't have a religion as such, but a general sense of spirituality and the universe, and you don't get much bigger than that. Failing that, all hail mighty Cthulhu. There you go. Actually, weirdly, there's probably been more literature written about the Cthulhu mythos than the Christian one. So, yar, Eric the Slap Happy. Oh, good. We're not getting on a happy slapping, are we? I thought that was was that 80s, 90s thing, the happy slapping? Was that brought about by the Fanta adverts? It was a Tango Man, wasn't it? He got back from camping with the twins. Did you take my advice, Eric? Did you chain them up to something? Specifically Max. If Chris taps me on the shoulder now, I'll kill him. I take it you got your earbuds in then. And if he does, you're going to jump about 3 feet in the air and fill your pants. Pink Pop rocks. Yes, Pink Pop is awesome. We're Nightwish at Pink Pop this year. I think they are. Yeah, it works. I think Floor did the Nightwish gig and a solo gig. Tried, but too many stairs. Right, so you need to work on the using fluorocarbon fishing line, because that's not too visible. I mean, it's almost invisible underwater, so obviously you get some light reflecting off it, but you can get pretty high breaking strains. Not that I'm at all saying that you should tie your children up, but you know, if it stops them running off. Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver. Yes, duct tape him to a tree. That's the one. Easy now, peeps. Oh, Danny boy. The pipes are full of bacterial muck. Welcome to the world of canister filters. Duct tape is like the force, has a light side and dark side, and it binds the universe together. Yes, Dan's had to clean out the canister filter pipes. Tip. Here we go. An actual fish keeping tip. When cleaning out your canister filter, before you turn it back on, put a fish net over the bloody output. So that when it does suddenly blow all that muck out of the pipes, and it goes in the net, not the tank. Yeah. There we go. Free fish keeping advice from Sharpe. Yeah, it's not good. It's not nice stuff. I mean, it's an improvement on what comes out of Pleco filters, but you know, it's one of those ones where people go, "I haven't cleaned my canister filter for 6 months." Ooh. I'm thinking, my Pleco filters look worse than that in 3 days. Have we all voted on the aquascape competition at Aquathiella? Poll is on Fishcord. No, I haven't. As from what I saw, they all took way too long doing it. Aquascaping contests should be limited to about 15 minutes. Silver Creek lost my female better. Oh, sad. Died yesterday. Extra tank inside got stuck behind it. Don't know how it moved, but I won't be doing that again. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, stuff moving. When I show the tanks in a bit, the coconut hut is upside down on its lid. So, yeah. And I half buried that as well. Which I thought of that the other day. A 55 that I hadn't cleaned in 6 months, only 2 goldfish and a few loaches. Didn't think of anything. Yeah, turned it on and yeah, it's it's called. I call it yeah, we'll call it filter vomit because that's basically what it is. Actually cried grown ass man over a 7.5 centimetre fish. Nothing to be ashamed of. No, don't be ashamed. As a man, it's okay to cry over silly things. I mean, hell, there are songs that I can't watch or listen to without getting the old onion chopping syndrome going on. I mean, hell, I challenge anyone to sit there and watch Sabaton's Christmas Truce video from start to finish without shedding a tear. That thing hits you right in the feels. Yeah, especially when Pa's carving into the cross at the end. Yeah, that really does hit hard. But yeah, crying as a man. Don't be embarrassed about it. Be more worried if people didn't. Cried when I put my goldfish down. Sobbed to the point thought, oh, it was okay. Yeah, exactly. We love our little wet pets. Oh, water shit down, the bright eyes scene. Yeah. The amount of kids who have probably had complete psychotic breakdowns watching Watership Down. Daughter made me a memory pearl of fish. Oh, bless. I bet that brought another couple of tears as well, didn't it? Tears of happiness and joy. Yeah, it's emotions. Trust me on this. I went for, oh, how can we go? Probably 20 years without feeling anything other than anger, rage, and hatred. I pretty much shut down all my other emotions. So, yeah, it's not good and it's not healthy. If you feel it, go with it. If you want to have a little blob, have a little blob. I'm not going to judge, and anyone who does, they're not worth your time. If people go, real men don't cry, well, yeah, they do. You're not a real man. You're a psychopath. That's basically the truth of the matter. Yeah, all it says now is hope the male is fertile and still gets some of her babies. Got all the fingers crossed for you. That's back there. It's part of my DVD collection. Stop your little toe and big boys do cry. Yes. I would have to just kick them in the nuts. That'll bring tears to their eyes. Um, yeah, I've got a silly large DVD collection at the moment. I haven't got a DVD player. Not since my last console went pop anyway, because the new console hasn't got a DVD drive in it. Well, actually, I have got a DVD player, but HMS Craptop is not the place to watch DVDs. It's Garfield still having a DVD collection. Still got Indiana Jones on Betamax. Oh my god. Yeah, I never had Betamax. I mean, I did have a large VHS collection. Um, and when my VHS player died and you can't buy new ones, I did get rid of them all. Um, Now, I don't know if you're aware of the size of a UK wheelie bin. Any of the UK residents will be. But it took me 2 weeks of just putting VHS tapes in the wheelie bin to get rid of them all. Yeah, I had literally two. Do DVD players still exist? Yes, they do. Although these days they're probably called Blu-ray players, and they just happen to play DVDs at the same time. But yeah, you see, because some of us, when we pay for something, we like to actually have something. I'm not a fan of the paying to stream something or download something, because what you then have is completely worthless. Okay, I might only get 10 or 20p selling a D or 50p selling a DVD once I've decided I've had enough of it or I want to clear it out or whatever. That's still more than nothing. And especially back when I was playing a lot of computer games or console games, I would buy the game on disc, because then when I'd finished with it 2 weeks later, oh, pardon me, I could then take it back to the store and usually get about half what I paid for the game back. However, my friends who are desperate to get it and downloaded it, yeah, their version was worth nothing. They've got nothing. Console games like Duke Nukem. Oh yes, I played Duke Nukem. Well, the last console game I bought was Forza Horizon 2, I think. It was the last one I actually paid any money for. wheelie bin, that like garbage can that we take to the curb. Yeah, it's like a garbage can on wheels, but bigger. So they sort of come up to round about there on me. So they're about 4.5 foot tall, 18 inches, 2 foot square. Yeah, I filled one of them up twice. And then when I threw out my magazine collection, oh boy. Absorbed in Far Cry 6. Oh god, what was the last? I think the last Far Cry I played was Far Cry 2. DVD also has VHS. Ooh. Yeah, I'll say they don't actually make VHS mechanisms anymore. There's only one company that still makes cassette mechanisms. So even if you buy a really expensive cassette player, is it Tanishi, something like that? It's still got the same cheap ass crap cassette deck in it. Wow and Flutter are all over the place. I mean, literally, my 1990 something Sony Walkman has got a better cassette deck than a modern day expensive one. I love to have VHS head unit. It's favourite sort of Star Wars on. Well, this was the thing. The picture quality wasn't as good, but it meant that the special effects didn't look quite so bad. If you watch any of the sort of earlier, around about that size, possibly bigger. Yeah, around about 300 litre. Yeah. I mean, if you go back and watch something like Species now, which is one of the first sort of CG kind of movies, oh my god, does that look horrific? That looks absolutely awful. But then if you go back and watch something like 2001: A Space Odyssey, because all the effects, well, apart from the ending, all the sort of spaceships and everything still look absolutely amazing. Why? Because they were real. Not real spaceships, they were real scale models. Studio scale, so not like that big, like 12 foot long. Watched Mars Attacks last night. Forgot about the A-list cast in that movie. Yep, and the rest of the cast in that movie, everyone else has forgotten about. I was like these. Apparently, with my Relentless, I can win an ultimate fan experience with H. I ain't got a clue who the hell H is, but he looks a complete bellend. Cassettes and a stereo that plays them. Yeah, I've still got all my cassettes upstairs. I've still got 2 hi-fis that will play cassettes. One that you have to run a line out to because the amplifier blew out, but nah. That's what happens when you put 60 watts down a line that's designed for half a watt. Things go pop. Right, just got to grab some ciggy papers. Because there's too much oxygen in my nicotine stream. Actually, where is it? Where is it? It's down here somewhere. Where are you? Get the dust off of it. Yes. And because it's instantly grabbable, I still listen to it. with proper headphones, not some silly little earbuds. Yes, a proper Walkman, a 1990s Walkman with a decent deck in it. Yes, when did I get that? Probably 98 or something like that. So it's getting on for 30 years old. It still works perfectly. Yes. Proper headphones, that's what you need for listening to music. Not your silly little wireless in the ear thingies that sound awful. And yeah. I actually saw a frequency response pattern of the latest Beats by Dre headphones. I'm serious. I've had headphones that cost me like $2.99 in the past with a better frequency response than that. Looking at it and you go, yeah, that's going to need a serious graphic equalizer to get that to balance out. God, it was awful. I actually replied to the post. My God, that looks awful. Were they like $2.99 off the market? Old headphones, but everyone else had more music than you did. Yeah, well, I mean, you can go closed back if you want. And closed back does keep most of the sound in. But if your headphones aren't vibrating the earwax out, they're not loud enough. If you can't feel the bass actually thumping into your head with the bass drum, they're not loud enough. If the person 6 seats that direction behind you on the busy bus, can't hear them. Can't hear the yeah, they're not loud enough. Headphones with the sock thing over it. Mine are the big old cans with a wire. Yes, I was the exact opposite, Andy. In I like that feeling of just being shut off from the world and not aware of anything. Because with the anxiety, I don't like crowded places. So if I'm going up to the city, as it were, I know Norwich isn't exactly a big city, but it does get busy. Then yeah, I find that sort of cocooningness of not being aware of things around me does help. But we're all different. If we're all the same, I'd worry for the world even more than I do right now. Speakers that shake the windows. Yeah, you don't want to see. Well, my old surround sound, I mean, even my hi-fi at the moment is 230 watt per channel with a 200 watt subwoofer. Yeah, my old surround sound was 7.2 with a 9-inch and a 12-inch sub and 7 200 watt speakers. And I live in a small English house. Consequently, my old neighbours, who I didn't get on well with, they had a collection of, you probably don't get them in the States, but you used to get them over here. At the back of the Sunday papers magazine would be an advert for this Wedgwood plate with limited edition, limited to 18 million copies. So people would send off and send the check and the little slip off, and 8 months later this plate would turn up. Well, they had a collection of them going up the stairs, and they peed me off. Then they went off on holiday, So I cranked the volume up and rattled all the plates off of the stairs, off the wall, onto the floor. Smashed every single one. And they couldn't prove it was me at all either. Have you considered that rattling the earwax out of my eardrums might be why I still need it that loud? No, that's because that's how loud music should be. If you're listening to rock and metal, you listen to it loud. It's meant to be listened to loud. I don't know if I had Chris a Walkman and a cassette, he wouldn't know what to do. Only $5.99 postage and packaging, $69.99. Oh, you remember those adverts then, Dan? Yeah. It was either the plates or the Wedgwood figurines that people collected, and bless them, I think they're going to be worth money. They're not. They're mass-produced tat. It didn't even look good to start with. Kind of thing where someone goes, "Oh, I've got this new figurine," and you look at it and you go, "I could have painted that better in 5 minutes." No, oh, it's hand painted. Yeah, by someone who's never held a bloody paintbrush yet. Commemorative coins. You kids need to turn that newfangled music down while you're at it. Get off my land. That's the Norfolk saying. But yeah, no, I literally use this in full blast or not at all. If the headphones aren't loud enough to block out everything that's going on around you, they're not loud enough. You don't need noise cancelling headphones. You just need to turn the volume up, and then you can't hear anything. Probably why I nearly got run over a few times by a bus. Yes, there was one particular stroke of luck where I was walking down the middle of St. Prince of Wales Street in Norwich. Back in the day when I was at college, I've got my Walkman on. Obviously can't hear anything. I'm literally walking down the central reservation. Why? Well, because the sidewalks were crowded. So I thought, sorry, I'll walk down the middle. No, I just happened to sort of look down or duck or something. And as I've done it must be sixth sense. As I come back up, I just see this bus's mirror going away from me. So I've literally ducked and gone under the wing mirror of the bus. Or was it that got me in the back of the skull? It would have been like Dan with a seagull. It's probably lethal. But yeah, I'm gonna say rock and metal. You listen to it loud. It's meant to be listened to loud. Yeah. Basically, none of the music I listen to is from new bands. And it might be a new album, but it's from a group that's been around since the 90s. Yes, there are still some of them existing. Oh dear. Mandy's slipping on her greetings. I don't know. What do you like? Oh, yeah, I do need a haircut, don't I? I was starting to look like Phil Oakey here. Remember the Human League? If I comb it all over to one side, I would look like Phil Oakey. Start singing "Don't You Want Me, Baby." Oh, not as bad as if I were to put some gel or hairspray in my hair and then go to bed. I would wake up and look like something out of a flock of seagulls. Even Chris has got longer hair than me. Yeah, I know, but I'm not used to it anymore. I'm used to having short hair now. I mean, it's at the length now where it's not annoying. It's at the length now where it does kind of stay where I put it. I'm just making the most of it while I still got some. Hey, Dan. Um, yeah. Been debating whether to grow the beard back and kind of hide up the double chin a bit, but this time of year it'd be too hot. That's the only reason I thought about getting a haircut was heat. But let's be honest, we've got another month perhaps, and then it'll start getting cold again, and I'll be happy to have long hair. It keeps my head warm. It means the rain runs down my back runs outside rather than inside my clothing. Do it, go full worky. Yeah, problem is, me with a full beard, I would look like Santa. Because my beard is so white these days that. Yeah, my hair used to be that long, Sky. It used to be down to my butt in my 20s. Um, then it started getting a bit shorter because it was just a pig to deal with. Especially having to wear a hairnet and things like that. Oh, forgot to send me a pic of the diamond painting. Ooh, very pretty. I shall look forward to seeing that. I always look forward to the pictures you send me, Marek. They're always pretty pictures. And it is camping weather, so pitching a tent might not be a bad idea. Sorry. Let's mind out of gutter, Sharpe. Mind out of gutter. Who am I kidding? I look up towards the gutter. My mind's in a storm drain most of the time. Never cut it since he started school. Dang. If I hadn't done that, I'd have looked like Cousin It by the time I was about 12. Depends. When I'm at work, I tie it up with an elastic band just to keep it out of the way. I ain't doing a man bun because, straight. But yeah, generally, if I'm just bumming about at home, I let it blow in the breeze so I can recreate the L'Oreal adverts. I mean, come on, I'm starting to look like a bloody musketeer, aren't I? So beautiful, everyone. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had. I mean, when I first had all my hair cut off, I was going to a lady's hairdresser's rather than a gent's barber's because, well, basically, because he went, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that. I don't know how to deal with that. So clipping that comment and showing it to hubby next time he puts his man bun in. Go for it. It's just, they just look so bloody absurd to me. So if you're going to grow your hair long, have long hair. Deal with the downsides as well as the upsides. So the poor girl that actually cut my hair short first time when it went from butt length to about that long. Yeah, she was in tears, bless her. She was taking pictures of all the hair on the floor. It looked like a Newfoundland was laying on the floor. Because back then my hair was jet black as well. Um, yeah. So I felt about an inch taller when I walked out of that hair salon because I was so much lighter. Ooh, and speaking of which, lighter. Yes, it may not show. I may not look it because I still got multiple chins. But since I started my new job, and it's not a physically demanding job or anything. I've lost 16 pound in weight, or 1 stone 2 pound in English. Now, Marit's asking me to get my phone. Oh dear. At least I'm standing up before I get the phone. Standing up after I get the phone might be a bit difficult. Let's sit down. Yeah, crotch not visible. We've escaped the hippie commune. Oh, Willy Woo. Gorgeous girly. Wait for it to load, wait for it to load. Do you mind if I show the picture of the picture you made, Marit? Because I think it's very pretty with the 2 wolfies and the trees and the mountains. So I'll check to ask first. That's the diamond picture that Marit just made. I'll try and hold it still before my phone decides it's going to go to sleep. Yeah, gorgeous girl. Flashing a bit of bra strap. I don't know what you like. Yeah, very well done. And a good use of time, and no doubt very relaxing to do as well. Keep your mind off of other things that might be going on in there. That's something I found with the modeling in particular, is you do that, you're in control of what you're doing, and all the other rubbish just goes away, at least for a little while. So any kind of any kind of crafty type thing, if you're having head issues, we'll go that way, either depression, anxiety, all these kind of things, some kind of creative crafty type drawing, painting, building something, whatever it happens to be, it's great therapy. It just takes your mind away from it. That's why one of my favorite charities is Models for Heroes, where what they do is they set up workshops where former servicemen and women, not just the armed forces, but emergency services as well, those who are suffering with perhaps PTSD or other associated issues, can go build a model with a group of people similar, so they're not feeling weird, and it's all a group of similar people with similar issues. But yeah, the charity supplies the models, the paints, the things like that, and they can also then take a model home and build it at home, and it really does help. I can say that because I know building models helps my mind. Sometimes I struggle to do it because I haven't quite got the mojo there, but it's huge, 60 by 50, so 2 feet by 18 inches. That's a good size. And no wonder it took you a while to do. I'm not overly familiar with the technique, but looks lovely. Looks superb hanging on the wall. Might be a pig to dust, but cross that bridge when you come to it. And heck, even cross stitch will do the same thing. It's a creative process that you concentrate on doing. because you're concentrated on the creative process, you're not paying attention to the other stuff that starts creeping in. And if you've been there, you've been there, and you know, going up in a frame, it deserves to go up in a frame. It definitely does. Use your hands, you have to focus on what you're doing, your mind lets everything else go. Exactly, Sky. It's very therapeutic. Similar to rolling a cigarette. And that's why a lot of people struggle to give up. I mean, I don't struggle to give up because I don't try. But it's the having something to do with your hands that takes your mind off of other things that does it. There comes a point when the nicotine really doesn't have much of an effect on you. Not having it does, but for the nicotine to actually have a noticeable effect, you have to smoke so much that you pretty much make yourself feel sick or you can't breathe. Even doing one now, normally doing it while listening to an audiobook. That's another good one. See, the audiobook keeps other things away as well, so you're in your own little universe. And yeah, it's amazing how much it can help with things. Right, let's chuck some food in this shelly tank. And yeah, they've already seen the food pot. And this isn't what it says. This isn't the stick-on tablets. This is what's left when you get a thing of stick-on tablets that disintegrated. So we'll just chuck a bit in there. And there's one large chunk fell in, and one of us managed to grab it and is not letting it go. And if we have a scooch around, ooh, camera's getting warm. And yet again, I forgot to untangle the camera. Will it focus? Will it focus? There we go. So yeah, there's just a few shell dwellers in there. You can see them all chasing around. As you come up at a bit of an angle, you be able to see even more of them. That way. That way. So yeah, do you think we might be slightly overstocked on shell dwellers for a 15-gallon tank? I think we might be. They are Neolamprologus similis, Mandy. So basically Maltese, but the stripes are the other way around. It's kind of hard to describe, but like Maltese, but not Maltese. Let's see if we can find an adult. There we go. They're just chasing around after the food. But yeah, just a few in there. As I say, Shelleys are got to be. Look how many fry there are down the front there. They've got to be one of the easiest fish to look after. Because you just need sand, rocks, shells, and job done. You don't even need decent lights, because the brighter the lights are, the more algae you get. So, yeah, then back here, usual. Oh. There's the Nanacaras, actually out and about for once. And the male showing off just how gorgeous he is. And there is the upside down coconut hut. So I don't know who had the argument and flipped that over, but the Akaras, the EBAs are still in there, but I have no idea where they're hiding at the moment. But yeah, male, well, Nanakara pair. That is basically all crits that there, with one Valesneria that's gone a bit crazy. Oh, some of the black neons. Yay. Just waiting for Bert and Ernie to come out of hiding. Where you at, Bert and Ernie? Where are you guys hiding up? Huh? You're doing snoozes somewhere? They're probably hiding up behind the filter. So then, yeah, we have minor snail outbreak that's meant to be in there, along with the Limia Parisiae Ferrari, Bristleys, homegrown courgette, more Bristleys, more homegrown courgette, Bristleys, and baby posh cribs. That's the ocellatus. See, I do have some ocellatus, Mandy, but they're pelvicochromis rather than Neolampologus. And then Plecky, and yeah, just a bunch of more. As Sky says, well, I don't like using my phone, can't see the fish. Yeah, I used to use my tablet, but for some reason my tablet will no longer use the YouTube app, and if I go through the website it won't let me take part in chats. So I know the reason is because my tablet is ancient. So it no longer is supported by the YouTube app, which is annoying because it basically updated, told me it couldn't use it anymore, didn't ask me if I wanted to go back to a previous version. But yes, so we've got Wendetii and what is the tall one? I can't remember. Might be the Tropica. But yeah, there's a bit of an Ubius in there as well. Which actually is, I did film a tank update video this week, mainly because I'm running out of fishy videos. No, it doesn't say I can't use it, it's just not there. It doesn't come up. So, but that's a Samsung Galaxy Tab 3 that's well over 10 years old now. So, you know, I think 10 years old. Getting on for 10 years old. So, it's just not supported anymore, which is annoying. Hell, the Samsung internet in it doesn't work anymore either. About the only websites it will go to are porn sites. Anything else it just doesn't want to know. Probably because it's not got up-to-date stuff on it. I have to uninstall and reinstall the app and it will work for a bit and then do it again. Yeah, it's literally, it comes up and says YouTube no longer supports this, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's just an ancient tablet, that's all it is. Itchy leg. Oh, that's why some bastard creature bit me while I was out of the church today. Oh, there they are. There's Bert and Ernie. You're finally coming out to say hello now. Put the camera away, are you? Hey? You guys are normally such hams, or have you just realised? Yeah, you just realised I'm here and you need to be on camera. showing off how gorgeous you are. And it's that time of the month again, isn't it? Because you've been digging, haven't you? Hey? Yes, they've been digging breeding pits, despite the fact there's no female in there. They always want food. Luminicaras. The cichlids, they're always hungry. Guarantee though, as soon as I lift that flap on the top, they'll disappear and hide somewhere. Yes, typical fish. If you want to film a particular fish, you can guarantee it will hide. So yeah, right, so what were this week's videos? What did I put up Monday? Ah yes, it was the pond and shrimp tub update on Monday. And then Friday's video was the interior of Hingham St Andrew's Church. With the memorials to Abe Lincoln and, oh God, can't remember his name. Died when World War I HMS Vanguard went kaboom, along with 833 of his fellow sailors. Yes, crew of 836 and only 2 survived. And that was in harbour as well. That wasn't being shelled by enemy battleships or anything. They think either a midget sub got in and attached mines, or it got hit by a torpedo. It was a big boom because the magazines went and it was fully laden. It was in wartime, and I think it was in harbour refuelling when it got hit. So yeah, that was a large boom. Or multiple smaller booms followed by one massive one. When however many thousand tons of, well, nitrocellulose and whatever high explosive they were using at the time in the shells went kaboom. And obviously, yes, several hundred 13.5-inch high explosive shells went kaboom. Well, you see, Mandy, not all of us are mods everywhere, so most people are sensible and don't make me a moderator. Because at least that way, the other mods can delete my comments if I get a bit too racy. And to be fair, I think I'd rather have it that way because it does keep me in check a little bit. Although, yeah, I've been told off a couple of times. Just no, that's a bit far. You need to tone it down a bit. Okay, no problems. But I've not actually been barred or banned from anywhere. I don't think even Fewer Fish has banned me. Although I have. Haha. I got him blocked. Far from appropriate. Some folks made me a mod just so they wouldn't have to keep approving my comments. Yeah, there is that. There are ways around that, using certain words that the YouTubes doesn't necessarily recognize. Although there is a certain food stuff that you can't mention from the UK that's made by a company called Brains, and it's also the same term that is used for a small bundle of wood, and you can't use that apparently on either YouTube or Facebook. yeah. But hey, I mean, I don't think my comments have to be approved too often. I think I'm usually pretty good at dodging that kind of censor, or at least judging where people have got their censorship levels set. So, if I'm going into a stream with a channel that I don't necessarily know that well, or people that don't know me, yes, we are talking about the F word, Mandy. Rhymes with maggot. Yeah, it'd probably block me if I did it in my own stream. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? The streamer gets taken down for typing something in their own chat. Yeah. Well, I like to generally feel out a stream or the people to see whether I'm going to fit in and how much I need to self-censor. If I know I'm not going to fit in, or I'm going to have to self-censor way too much, like no sense of humor allowed, then I just don't watch. It's quite simple. I don't hold it against the person that's streaming. It's their stream. They're entitled to set things how they want them set and have whatever rules they want. No. I know my stream isn't for everyone because some people get upset by the language or the subject matter or the smoking or the burping or the farting or just me in general existing. That's enough to upset quite a few people. Oh, they do get out, Marek. The sensible people, they leave quietly, and fair enough. Then there's no problem. The people that kick up a stink in the comments, and it hasn't happened for a while, they find themselves getting blocked. There was a certain British person that was causing sweat who I ended up blocking and banning. Coincidentally, he's a friend of Fura Fish. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I mean Father Fish. I think that probably why I got kicked out of his stream, because I called him that after he said something very right wing. But yeah, we'll leave that alone. I don't want to start any YouTube beefs off. That's one thing, more woke than the average bear, but a lot has to do with intent. There is something I really don't like. There are plenty of other things to watch. Exactly. And I'd like to think that at least most of the fish fan now, if they don't know me, is like, hey, they know of me and know there's no intent to offend or harm, or we're just having a laugh. If I wanted to offend or harm, I'd use my other profile, the one that's not even attached to my home Wi-Fi. It's even on a separate ISP. A few filters in streams, yeah. I mean, generally, the only filters that you're going to find here are fish ones or cigarette ones. So, whatever the base settings are of what YouTube allows and doesn't, we know it allows F-bombs and other words. I think it even allows the C word. And yeah, people swear. It doesn't bother me. I swear a lot. Since working in retail and doing a lot of YouTube, I don't swear quite as much. And I've learned not to swear. So yeah, a bit of swearing don't bother me. It's just when people go a bit too far. It's like every other word or every bloody comment. Yeah, tone it back, dude. It usually is young males. The ones that think adding extra swear words makes people think they have a longer penis. Like having a lift kit on your truck when all you do is drive on tarmac. Or perhaps across a grassy pasture. No, it's just compensating. And I could probably use some compensating, but I've got the age where I just don't care anymore. So, what else have I got to talk about? Next week's videos. What have I got pre-recorded? I'm working Monday, so either the Clown Pleco species profile or a tank tour on Monday. And then Friday is whatever I happen to have. I've got a whole bunch of churches and paranormally stuff. Oh, well, on women it applies to the same general area. And if you swear too much, it ends up like a wizard's sleeve. It's not one of those, I must increase my bust. Yeah, the Clown Pleco, can you spot them? Yeah, you can't. It's a species profile without the fish in question being in the video. I think about the only video that those things have actually shown up in was a paranormal one. And that was when I went to point at a shrimp or something and I hadn't even spotted it and it went, ah! You just see the explosion come up of the sand and bits of algae wafer as it zooms off. But yes, that is an English saying or insult, is that she's got a fanny like a wizard's sleeve. Fanny referring to front bottom, not back bottom. Yeah, we do get quite creative with our insults over here. Yeah, exactly. It gives you what you need to know, and it's not swearing. But you know, it's like the old joke of why won't they let women join the paratroop regiment? It's because they whistle on the way down. Yeah, bad joke, I know, but oh dear, we're killing Marrett again. Right, get yourself to the loo. You know what will happen. That's not the reason I want to make you change your underwear again. So yes, where were we? Yeah, so Friday's video is going to be, I don't know, probably something I've had recorded for quite a while. Possibly Best Thorpe Church. Can't even remember what it's called. It's so long ago I've recorded it. And Dan's off for dinner. Hopefully back at the end. Well, you're going to have to eat quick and get the washing up done fast, Dan. But have a good one if I don't see you again. Fist bumps to the little ones. Hugs to Mrs. DKF. Leave a like to keep my place. I'm sure we won't get overcrowded, Dan. We've got 8 people here at the moment. I guess there's probably a lot of people getting over the with Corona from Kentucky. Did I hear right that someone went there who had it and actually admitted to having it while they were there? Yeah. Yeah. So I know Jason's got it. What's his name now? That's Unknown. That's it. The YouTube name. I think a few others have. I know Ed had to come back early as well. Hopefully Ed's not caught it, but I think there's quite a few fish farmers got the Rona from that meeting. One good reason why I still won't go to any big crowded places like that. Oh Christ, I'm trying to remember the last time I even went to Norwich. It would have been last year. I think what was the last fish I bought from that. What was the last time I went to Maidenhead Aquatics and what did I buy? I have no idea. As the Nanacaras came from Express, so did the Cribbies, and the Limia. Well, the Limia came from even further afield. They came from Ipswich way. Yeah, definitely last year was the last time I went even went anywhere near Norwich, and I haven't been in the city centre. God knows how long. Mostly because there's nothing there I want really. If I wanted to get some Games Workshop stuff, I would just order it from Games Workshop. Even if you pay the postage is still cheaper than the bus fare. So, you know. So, I've done lots of waffling and I've kind of run out of waffle stuff. So, has anyone got any questions or subjects they would like to discuss? Although, bear in mind, I shall give honest answers to questions and they might not be the ones you want to hear, especially if they're about stocking densities. Oh, there's Holly. Howdy, freaky fishy lady. How are you? I hope all is well with you, my dear. And I hope you've not come down with a con crud like so many have. And Marek can breathe again. Yay! Yes. Holly turns up just as it starts getting clean again. This is we get away from discussing wizard sleeves and lift kits on pickups and genital enlargement. Oh yeah, we get some weird subjects coming up in here. That's probably more to do with the host being rather weird. Right, so what we covered? We covered I said about the comments, said about what's going on, where we've been, what we've been doing. Work is going well. So was it last week I had my first review? Can't remember, but that went well. Made it through that at least. So probably got another review this week. Eek. But thankfully, the next 2 weeks I'm doing my allotted hours. Well, pardon me. Chris looked and asked if you're okay. Chris should know by now. If Mum's sat there struggling to breathe and looking like she's about to wet herself, that it's Sunday evening. It's that weird Englishman again. Fist bump to Chris as well. Cool dude. Long-haired Yeti. So no questions? No things anyone wants to discuss? Bear in mind, I'm pretty much open to most things. We'll try and leave the politics and the religion out of it, because we've done a bit of both of that, and I think we managed to escape without upsetting anyone. Just how many bristle noses do we have now? Let me count. Excluding adults and escapees, 150, 300, 450, 600, 650, 800, 950. What we got in there? A couple hundred. 1150. Yeah, we've probably got about 1,200 bristlies at the moment, somewhere around there. Anyway, any new churches lately? One I visited last week. There are 3 videos to come on. I've got at least one. I've got 2, but one's not that great. One is just an interior, because it was like the first warm, dry day, and everyone was out mowing their lawns. So filming outside was a bit difficult. With the sound of lawnmowers going constantly, it was a bit awkward. So I just did an interior. We've got the local Besthorpe Church, which is just exterior, because that's locked up during the week. So it's the Oxborough, which I haven't even downloaded yet. They're still on the GoPro. What other ones have I got pre-recorded? We're moving all 20 inside tanks and all koi ponds in the next month, so we're going to be busy. You certainly are. Although, personally, I'd leave the koi outside. Unless it gets ludicrously cold where you are, carp will be fine. As long as the ponds are deep enough. And I know they can survive minus 15 in 6 feet of water easily. Because I've caught them in that. Yes, I've had to break the ice on the lake before to go fishing, and I've caught carp. Yeah, so I mean, my comets stay outside year round, and they're fine. This guy's been in chat, so he laughed so hard fell out of the chair. Yeah, I try to make sure I'm well ensconced, and to be fair, it's a fair amount of the time it's me that's making the jokes, especially the really crude ones. Moving to a different state from MO, is that Missouri to Illinois? MO, Missouri, And where's Mississippi? Where's MI Michigan? And MS Mississippi. Forgive me for not knowing the abbreviations to all 50 US states. Oh, I was right. There we go. Let's not go into it. Yeah. We'll leave that. Punchy and Kenny, yes, they're both funny peeps. So get on well with both. But as I said, time differences, and they both tend to stream either at silly o'clock in the morning over here, a whole other live stream, yes, or in Pam's case, it's late enough that if I wake up at silly o'clock and remember what day it is, I can catch a bit of Pam's stream. And if I'm not working the next day, I can catch some of Pam and Bob. It all depends these days on what hours I'm working and when. Because if I'm on an early, I ain't staying up. So anyone who knows me will know that I can get up and get out of bed really early in the morning and it's fine. But actually doing anything is a completely different matter. So when I've got to start work at 7, that means I've got to be out of the house by 25 to 7, which means I've got to be up at like 5 a.m. literally just to get enough nicotine and caffeine into me to get me through the first part of the day in a vaguely human state. And the last thing anyone wants to be is to be a bad customer at that time of the day if they've got to deal with me. It's best to just put me in a warehouse and ignore me. Just go over there away from people. Because early mornings and late nights is when the Wookiee's out. Can't eat any snacks while I'm watching, I'm afraid I'll choke. Yeah, that's not a problem I normally have. I have choked myself once in the past, but that was because I basically ate an entire sandwich in one mouthful and swallowed it as one. And it kind of got stuck about there. That was at school. Oh, struggling to breathe, coughing, struggling to breathe. And then this entire chocolate spread sandwich just came out and went splat on the floor. It'd be fun to just walk in the door and go, "Hi, John. Good luck, because it's locked." You know you'd get a massive hug, Margaret. Well, actually, a bit lower. What was it? Big, huge hugs. And a kiss. I wouldn't be able to help myself. On the cheek, because I'm a good boy, usually. So boo instead. That's the thing. I want to be less scared by something going ooh or boo than I. My jump reflex is shocking. It'd be a bit, what the hell are you doing? Except it wouldn't be a hell. That would be a swear word. Yeah, my jump reflex is shocking. People try to make me jump, and I've got, huh? What? Especially early in the morning, it takes a good few seconds for something to actually twig. That's the reason why I've got some cigarette burn scars on my belly. Get up early, I'm sitting there, got the ciggy in my mouth going, and then it falls out and just lands on my chest or something. And it takes a while for me to realise what the noise is. It's hair burning and skin singeing. Well, it's just a case of pick the ciggy up, put it back in my mouth, and carry on. Yeah. Had worse. But yeah. I mean, I say thankfully, I've not been recognised yet in a fish shop. There's not been a random person come up to me and gone, "You're Sharpe," or anything like that. I've had it happen in a model shop, but not in a fish shop, thankfully. Because that would get weird. Especially if it's someone, you know, is, oh, thank you very much, Marriott. Don't have to do that, me darling. Oh, happy hippo in a chair. Going, yay. Oh, thank you very much, me dear. Oh, me too. Me too, Sky. Oh, I love you too, Marriott. I'm just shocked that all the fish fam that went to Kentucky for the Triple Crown, which is in, now I would say at Louisville, but I think it's pronounced Louisville, and none of them went to Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Like, one of the most haunted places in the US, and they're on the doorstep, and nobody bloody went. I would have thought if anyone did go, they would have fired me a message and gone, "I'm going too, ha ha ha," and I would have probably messaged back with, "You bar steward," or "You bee hatch." But yeah, I mean that's one of the dreams. If I ever win the lottery, is probably buy an RV rather than rent one. Should probably be cheaper, and literally just do a tour of the US. Go to all the cool haunted places, the cool fishy shops, all the cool fish family peoples. Think of the amount of content. All the fish room tours and the fish store tours and the, I know you're not in the USA, Marriott. I would also come trundling over to Norway as well. Because Norway's a very pretty place with some very pretty ladies. And with some very interesting history as well. I mean, I would love to go visit Narvik. Or, oh, where is it that Tirpitz is? Places like that. So many people have got followed home and got ill afterwards. Yeah, kind of place I would certainly like to visit though. That little dude would keep me safe. Because that little dude follows me about when I go places. I'm pretty sure of it. Especially if he knows I'm going somewhere haunted. Oh yeah, the caves. That's nothing in Tennessee. I don't know where it is. It's like one of the world's largest underwater lakes, and you can go and visit. And there's crystal clear water. You go around in a boat underground, and there's all the fish swimming in the crystal clear water, and looks absolutely stunning. I've seen a few videos on it. Can't remember the name of it now. But it's like none of the fish fam have been there. I'm like, what? You'll drive 3 states to go to a fish meeting, but you don't drive a couple of hours maybe to go look at something like that. Hey, each to their own. We all visit and do different things. But yeah, I definitely do do the tourage. That reminds me, I've got to go and leave a comment on the latest Paranormal 60 video to correct a pronunciation. But to be fair, it's a pronunciation I would have gotten wrong as well. Though we're talking about when they finally got over the giggles about cockles and cockling and cocklers, they were talking about Stiffkey marshes, which is not pronounced Stiffkey. It's spelled Stiff Key, but it's pronounced Stooky. So we'll have to put them right on that one. And then perhaps offer my services for correcting any other English pronunciations that they may struggle with, like Gloucestershire and Worcestershire. And about the only one they do get right is London. Can't even get Middlesbrough right. Yeah, Middlesbrough. Yeah. You don't pronounce the O-U-G-H at the end, or the O. Yeah. English place names. Sometimes we drop half the letters and sometimes we pronounce it completely differently. And the closest to me is Harvham Woods, which is spelt Hargham, but it's pronounced Harvham. Yeah, I might have to do a video at some point on weird English pronunciations or Norfolkisms. Yes. I mean, the fact that to people outside of or non-locals, it's pronounced Norwich, pronounced N-O-R-R-I-D-G-E. Americans pronounce it Norwich, and locals pronounce it Narch, N-A-A-R-C-H. It's all about the fish and the alcohol and eating fish, fam. Yeah, I'm sure they all had a great time, but I would have taken time out to do other things. Much as I love looking at fish and the fish fam, I couldn't spend 2 or 3 days in a convention hall looking at the same things when I know there's other things like that on the doorstep. But then I'm weird. I'm the kind of person that would go to Aquashella and be there for about 3 hours. Yeah, would kill people. I would literally walk around, see all the fish, see the people I want to say hello to, and then I'll be done. I'll be bye, all done. Also want to see the horses. You know, there were a lot of them around today when we went out, a lot of horse boxes. Bloody things. What's the point in a form of transport that you can't use? You have to transport your transport in something else. Or is a horse box the equivalent of having a bike rack on a car? Or a trailer for your dirt bike? Yeah. So there's not doing crowds very well, and there's me and Marriott levels of not doing crowds very well. Where first the anxiety kicks in, then the self-preservation instinct kicks in, and then death is likely to follow. Which is why if I do have to go up to Norwich, I make sure I'll eat something the day before that's going to give me really bad wind, just so I can make sure people stay away from me. As I said the other day in a stream, I was on the way back from Norwich, and it was a football train. So the football game had finished, all the fans are piled on the train to go home. So it was standing room only, and even then it was crowded. Well, I let one drop. Now, I may or may not have eaten a jar of pickled eggs the day before and drunk half the vinegar. Suffice to say, I let one drop and cleared half the train carriage out. Conductor comes along and he's like, what's going on? Why has everyone done that end and it's just you up this end? I farted. Yeah, don't ever get in an elevator with me. If nothing else, the pressure change due to altitude will. I live in Norfolk. Norfolk is flat. It's, if it weren't for houses and trees, I'd probably be able to see about 20 miles in every direction. Gravity sucks. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not used to going up and down in elevation more than about 6 feet. Yeah, even just going upstairs can cause me to break wind. Hell, just standing up can some days. So yeah, if I went in an aeroplane, people would be jumping out the emergency windows, emergency exits. Let's put it that way. I'd be scrabbling about to get the oxygen masks. Hello. Oh, you're different. You got black eyes, and the rest have got blue eyes. Interesting. What you got black eyes for, eh? Huh? You been fighting and someone beating you up? Is that it? Sorry, Shelley. Just a random one with black eyes. So this is. I just have to talk about farting, and Marit nearly wets herself. So, yeah, my guts are just a law unto themselves. Let's just say, irritable bowel syndrome. Sometimes it's not fun to have. Sometimes it can be very useful. Yeah. Well, most of the time it's not very fun to have. Sometimes it has its uses. Plus, just generally being rotten inside, I think, is part of the issue. I've actually caused people to vomit before, or report to managers that there's something dead in an aisle in a warehouse. I'm just waiting for someone to hammer the vents shut on my locker door at work, because I don't bring my steelies, my steel toe trainers home with me. I leave them in my locker. So at some point the stench is going to escape, and I'll probably come in to find all the vents hammered shut or taped over in the locker door, just to keep the stench inside. Not my problem. I can't smell it. Or if it gets really bad, I can taste it. But when you can taste a fart, it's a bad one. Right. So, has anyone got a subject matter that doesn't involve my bowels for the last 6 minutes or so? Well, any subject that doesn't involve my bowels, I could probably turn to my bowels or injuries. Because let's be honest, it's only a matter of time. Given that I now work with power tools, yeah, and I was moving a table saw the other day and managed to not cut myself, so that's an impressive one. Yes, they're letting me loose with angle grinders and drills and chop saws and hazardous chemicals. It's probably not the safest thing to do, let's be honest. Pardon me, hic burp. Anyone else ever do that? You sort of hiccup in and burp out? Or is that just me? Because I know my piping isn't necessarily right inside. Oh, you're welcome, Debbie. Thanks for being here. Give yourself a hug? Do you mean give yourself a hug? Because I mean, I've hugged a lot of things, but I don't think I've ever hugged a shelf. I've hugged a buttress. Need to get to bed. Well, I think we all do, Debbie. I hope you're feeling better though, and still on the mend. I say a good night's kip will help. Always does. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Great advert for energy drink again. Drinks large can of energy drink, starts yawning half an hour later. Well, to be honest, that was literally the spirits at the church today draining some energy from me. Two juvenile Shelleys trying to show off to each other and make out I'm bigger than you are and I'm tougher than you. About half-inch long. Hey, they've got to sort their pecking order out. Literally a pecking order. Given a few of the tales I've seen in there lately. This guy's been up since 7:07. Well, it is currently 8 o'clock here and I've been awake since 5 a.m. So, yeah. I just ragging on your Sky. We all make silly typos. I normally blame it on auto carrot. Or just back thumbs on my part. Small phone screen, big thumbs. It's always worse when I cut my nails as well. I always mistype everything after I cut my nails. You're welcome, Marriott. If I've made someone laugh, the stream has been worth it. That's why I look at it. If I've improved at least one person's day, it's all been worth it. Plus a chunky super chat as well, which is always worth it. I'm waking up at 4 and going to bed at 1. Oh, that's not good. I know that feeling, Sky. Yeah, I know that lack of sleep feeling. Oh, excuse me. Which is, yeah, naps. Naps must be taken when there's a lack of sleep. Oh, thank you, Marriott. I'm glad I can. Ooh, well. Yeah, it's a weird one. Like, my brain will work in some ways and just won't work in others when I get tired. It either functions or it doesn't. I'll be able to roll off random factoids all and knowledge and stuff, but I won't be able to remember what my bloody name is. Or I'll light the wrong end of the cigarette and things like that. You'll miss the ashtray. Never mind. But yeah, we all have those days, and I know I do, and I know Marit does struggle sometimes with sleep as well. So you're amongst people who understand. And yes, it's that time. The lights are starting to turn out. Oh, it's getting dark. Why turned? And it's getting that time of year. I'm going to have to start putting lights on again in the evening. Because I'm starting to look like Harvey Two-Face now. The only light is coming in through the back door. No, don't go there. It's definitely not my butt the sun shines out of. And on that wonderful note, I'm going to say thank you very much to everyone who showed up. Thank you especially, Marit, for the lovely super chat. And same time next week. And keep an eye out for videos Monday and Friday, hopefully, if I get my muck together and get it done and organised, because I'm on a Monday will be okay. Friday I'm on a late, so Friday's our video might go up in the morning. But anyway, as usual, thanks everyone. Stay safe. Have a good week. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Ah.